Good afternoon, England. Today's date is July 15th, 1453, and you are tuned in live to a great edition of your daily news. Tonight, we will cover the history of the 116th Year War. To start it off, we have Freya reporting live in a now vacant battleground area with a very special man.
Thanks, Ella. I'm standing on the battlefield of Orleans where Major General John Lambert, a general in this battle, and his men fought for supremacy over France. I am honored to be standing next to such a legend.
Thanks for having me, Freya. It's a pleasure to be here, even when it's one of my worst life experiences.
We know that the Battle of New Orleans was fought on December 23, 1814 to January 8, 1815, and covered both land and water, which must have been challenging.
Yeah, I'd rather not discuss this too much. My men did not exceed in this battle, which is I'm still bitter about.
Around 2,037 of your men were killed, which sort of puts a damper on things now, doesn't it?
Well, I'm still alive, so I guess it's not too bad.
Oh, so Major General, how did you become one of the leaders in this battle?
All of the other ones were killed.
A man of many words. That wraps it up here, so I will send it back to the studio with Ella and Harry.
That was interesting news. I am now joined in studio with Harry, an expert on weapons that our citizens used in this war.
Hello, today I will be talking about the longbow. This weapon is not your typical bow and arrow. It has much more power, better accuracy, and a higher rate of fire. The Welsh invented them. Edward I put them into the armies. This longbow measures up to 6 feet long. Archers would use them and also have a 3-foot long sword. In a minute, men could shoot up to 12 arrows. Since this is such a difficult task, archers were expected to train for 10 years, since it was such a significant job. They were the highest paid men in the armies. This weapon was used in the Battle of Orleans and played a key role in Crécy, Poitiers, and Agincourt.
It's spectacular how one weapon could have changed a whole battle.
Yes, ma'am, it indeed was pretty good.
Now we lean our attention to the topic of Joan of Arc. In 1422, both Henry V and Charles VI died, leaving Henry VI of England, a 9-month-old baby, as heir to both thrones. The son of Charles VI claimed the French throne, but by 1428, only southern France had acknowledged Charles VII as king. Meanwhile, Joan of Arc, a French peasant, claimed that God had sent her to drive the English from France. After much debate, she was put in command of a French force, where she won a victory at Orleans. Charles was crowned king at Reims, although Joan was captured by the Burgundians, sold to the English, and burned at stake. Her victories convinced the Burgundians to change sides and ally themselves with the French.
And you never knew girls were good at anything. Ha. Well, anyways, our other reporter, Ruby, is standing by with her segment on causes of these battles and ultimately such a long war.
The causes of the war complex, including specific matters such as piracy in the Channel, territorial disputes in Gascony, commercial rivalries, and dynastic claims based partly on the intimate family connections of the Capetians and Plantagenets, and partly on the historical awareness of the territorial strength of the former Norman and Angevin rulers of England. Within France, most modern analysts lay heavy emphasis on possible terms of the out-to-date constitutional arrangements by which the English kings held their French possessions from the kings of France under feudal obligations. Now to end our program, King Edward III himself is in the studio.
Hello folks, thanks for letting me come and ramble on about how great I am. In 1342, I spent my time and money in rebuilding Windsor Castle and instituting the Order of the Garter, which became Britain's highest order of knighthood. I went to Normandy in July of 1346 with my oldest son, Prince Edward. I beat Philip VI at Crécy and built in a great battle. 1 year after I got home from battle, the Black Death hit England hard. Later in life, I have successfully captured French King John II at Poitiers and forced the French to take a new truce. Now I am just an old man living it up.
That wraps up tonight's news, so tune in tomorrow for more nonsense.